Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And right now we have Sean Spicer on. Sean is the latest star host on with WABC, and he's going to be on every Sunday at 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock following the Cats Roundtable. And just before Joe Concha.
Oh, that's a great lineup. That's
what a great lineup. Cats Roundtable, Sean Spicer and Joe Concha.
You know what?
And then Dick Morris.
I call that a great lead-in for Sean Spicer because he's got the Cats Roundtable, which is a great show.
And he was also the first comms director in the first administration of President Trump.
Absolutely. And also press secretary. Don't forget about that. And now, of course, he's our WABC. He's been my friend for a long time. Sean Spicer, first of all, welcome to the family.
Hey, I'm so excited. Thanks, John. And I mean, not only am I excited for this opportunity and honor to be part of the lineup, but you're right, Rita. I mean, what a lead in you get, to have to follow John. It's a little intimidating, but it's also a cool lead in because I know what a big audience he gets on a Sunday morning. So to me, this is the perfect thing. And now I got to carry it through for Concha.
And by the way, Sean, you have dealt with world leaders. I've seen you in action for many years, my friend. I think you can handle the Cats Roundtable intimidation.
I don't think Sean would be intimidated by anything.
I was going to say, I think I have faith in you, Sean.
I appreciate that. But anyway, I'm excited. I think this is really cool. I've been around all of your hosts, Roger Stone, Joe Concha, Steve Moore, you guys. So I'm really excited to be part of it.
Well, we are thrilled to have you. We're so lucky, Sean. And Sean, I wanted to ask your opinion of this. I'm thinking as we're talking about President Trump, everything that's on his plate right now. Look, he just gave the State of the Union a couple days ago. He's trying to decide. And as John was so eloquently saying, he's the only one who knows what's going to happen with Iran. That could happen at any moment. I can't imagine just the weight on his shoulders, and I could feel it watching him just a few minutes ago. Talk about just what this is like now in the White House and what you think is going on through his mind.
Well, there's two things that are going through. One is the weight of sending people into harm's way. I know the president takes this very seriously. I've been around him before. I was with him when he first green-lighted the mission that we lost Chief Ryan Owens in his first term, the first 3 months. So I know how serious he takes this, how much it weighs on him. And so there's that aspect. You recognize that with every one of these missions, there's danger. I was so pleased that he shared that story of the chief warrant officer that flew the Chinook helicopter into Venezuela, because people just don't fully appreciate the harm that these service members go into, some of the personal injury and sacrifice that they make. I mean, hearing this individual, and so no mission is without risk, and he recognizes that. So that's first and foremost, and obviously the aftermath. Like, what do you do after you strike? Potentially, where does the ball bounce from there? Then there's the second thing, and sometimes it's hard to say them in the same sentence, but it is a reality that the politics of this. This is a president who wanted to be known for getting out of wars, not starting them. So I think it weighs heavily on him in terms of his legacy and what he's about to do.
I definitely know that President Trump, and you worked right next to him during his first administration. I mean, he doesn't want any wars. He's giving them every opportunity to make peace and to make nice. But he's not a fool either. And he's not going to do what happened before. Trust me. I promise not to do anything, you know?
Yeah, well, he gets, look, he's been critical, and this is going back well before he took office. He talked about Iraq and Afghanistan being forever wars. So, I mean, he gets this more than most people. He understands the political sensitivities, all of these kind of things. And, you saw J.D. Vance go out yesterday in an interview with the Washington Post, say that they're very sensitive to any forever type war, any follow-on activity. So I think this is clearly weighing on President Trump. He understands what this takes. And so I'm just telling you, I think that if they do something, it's going to be very surgical, very limited, because they understand that the country, and frankly, here's the bigger thing, John and Rita, there's been no sell. If you walk down the streets in New York right now and say, tell us why we're going to bomb Iran or why we're going to strike Iran, I don't think most people really have an answer for that. And I think that this president understands messaging. He just gave this big State of the Union, massive platform. And I think he does understand, if I do this, I need to make sure that the American people understand why. And at least, from my opinion, that sell hasn't been made yet.
I agree with you 110%, because even when George W. Bush attacked Iraq, it turned out to be a mistake. It was Afghanistan that did the dirty deed. And I guess President Trump wants to make sure he's doing the right thing.
Yeah, 100%. So he gets that, this is not going to be something that he looks back and says, wow, that was a really bad move.
Yeah. Iraq was our checks and balances with Iran.
Right. I want to hear your thoughts also, Sean, I just heard an activist a little bit ago and said a really powerful thing. This activist called it the Berlin moment for Iran. Do you believe that too? I almost feel like, and President Trump understands this. Yes, the last thing he wants to do is go into a war. There's no doubt about it, or go to the wrong, make a mistake and all the things that we talked about. On the other moment, I'm seeing all these protesters. They're clearly still being slaughtered. Iran is not saying they're going to stop nuclear development. They're making deals with China for ballistic. Is this sort of a moment not to be missed also that he would recognize?
Well, again, I think part of the problem is that when you look back on that first strike, Midnight Hammer, when he went in and took out the nuclear capability in Iran, and then the Maduro thing, they were very surgical. Snatch and grab for Maduro. Midnight Hammer was in, drop, take out the capabilities and go. This kind of operation where there's a lot more at stake in terms of the regime, he understands it's not the same dynamic. You're not going in, dropping a bomb and leaving. That there's the potential for an uprising, a change in operations. And so I'm just saying, I think he understands that this is not the same, and the political consequences are different.
Yeah, and also he indicated that too, because he was asked by reporters, could this lead to prolonged? And you could tell he paused, and he said it could. Obviously, that's not his intent. But if he were to move, he understands it's not just like Midnight Hammer where you hit the two nuclear sites, right? This is a whole different ballgame.
That's exactly right. That's the point, right? You can't this is a much bigger scale. You're talking about bigger targets, potential upheaval. But and also, just to be clear, you guys talked about, I think you're absolutely right, John, when you said that, Marco Rubio is in Israel. There's no way that they're going to strike while he's there. But you also have other assets in the region. And now I know they're doing their best to evacuate those. But you got to start thinking, what do I have to make sure I get right, or what do I avoid potentially if they were to strike back? So it's calibrating that strike. How much do you go in and take out, knowing that they're not just going to sit back and take it?
Right. And they're working with the Chinese and some of the others.
Now, what I want to ask General Keane later on, and Ed Cox, you can go next, is, do we have any exposure? Because we have a lot of ships out there. We have 2 aircraft carriers and a lot of ships. Is there anything out there that could hurt us?
Well, John, that's actually a great question, because look, one of the things that people have to recognize is you send an aircraft carrier in. It's you've got the entire strike group. So you got destroyers, you got some subs, and you're a big target sitting out there now.
Oh no! Hold on a second. We got some breaking news.
Breaking news, WABC.
Just broke that the Neil Sedaka, at the age of 86, just passed away. And
Oh.
WABC is a big...
I love Neil Sedaka.
Yes.
Oh, what
I
a great
loved him.
guy. I had the honor to meet and spend some time with Neil Sedaka. What a
that is
great
so sad.
talent. What a
All
great
right,
talent.
let's get back to business.
Yeah. Oh, Sean, sorry about that, but obviously all of our hearts break. How many great songs did Neil Sedaka do through the years, Sean?
Love him.
Wow.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
think about,
I
by the
grew up
way,
with him.
No way. Did you really?
I grew up with his music.
Yeah, we all did,
Yeah, we all
right?
did.
We all grew
Yeah.
up with him. Yeah, absolutely. Ed Cox, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a backdrop to this, and that is the groups that protest and things like that. It started because of a failing economy that's still failing, and it started with the merchants, not with the students. And it is really a national uprising that was squelched with huge casualties, perhaps 40,000 killed by the IRC. And that is a backdrop here that perhaps, and I agree with you, the word is surgical. The surgical strikes, if they're done the right way, it could actually lead to a change in the regime, which is really on its last legs at this point.
And Sean, go ahead. We just have a few seconds left, but your thoughts, Sean Spicer, our new member to WABC.
Well, I just think that, look, you guys are right. I mean, this is not a in and out thing. There's a lot of follow on, and this is the kind of discussion I've told people this. Just when the president goes in the Situation Room, they present to him a minimum of 3 what they call COAs, courses of action, and they'll lay out, here's the options that we have for you. And one of the things that President Trump always asks, and most leaders would ask, but I watched him ask in particular, is, okay, then what? And that then what question is what General Raising Cane is going to be trying to explain to him, here's what's probably going to happen, here's what's likely going to happen. And those are what makes the decisions of the president so different than any other decision that anyone makes. You're talking about life and death, and that's the kind of thing that President Trump is going to have to struggle with as he looks through these options.
Yeah, well, thank you for taking us right there in the room, as you know all too well. And Sean, welcome again to the family. We can't wait to hear you. We're thrilled.
I'll be listening to you on, I guess, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock.
Don't worry about the intimidating lead-in. Don't worry at all, Sean.
No, he's prepped me well. I thank you guys for this honor. I'll see you Sunday morning at 10, right when you wrap up.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.